Happy Thanksgiving, everyone out there who celebrates Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. Tis the season. Tis the season to spend money on merch. Tis the season to spend time with family. Tis the season to eat good food if you can cook, or if you have places to go to enjoy food with friends and family. Welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E. I am, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. You can watch us on YouTube, Twitch, Musk, Fire TV, and Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. This is the lunch break, powered by JM&E, and also the BS3 network. If you have a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. If not, just go to bs3network.com. Spend a few minutes with you. Thank you for taking time out of your holiday to be with me today. Before I think football has already started. I know the 3:30 game has the Cowgirls and the Washington Commanders. Ron Rivera's final days as head coach of the franchise. He's part of that ownership that ruined the franchise. But let's talk some sports. We'll talk some Cougs, maybe some Rockets toward the end. Some AAC, Big 12, some SWAC. Boy, TSU's fired their coach. Well, no. They didn't fire the coach. AD Kevin Granger opted not to renew the contract of head coach Clarence McKinney. Contract ends December 15th. TSU football, Texas Southern, is looking for a new football coach. Your thoughts on that? Losing to Pine Bluff at home, we'll kind of do it. Put the icing on the cake. Right there, big and bold. Scan that QR code for your Houston Roundball Review merch. Nice, big and bold there. You can scan it, take part in that. Let's do a little bigger, a little smaller there so you can not go over the lunch break logo as well. But also, advertising here is available on the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E. I got my hoodie. I'll show a picture of me in the hoodie later on in today's show with a specific QR code for the hoodies. The Houston Roundball Review hoodies, long sleeve shirts, and sweatshirts. Lots of different ways to support the Roundball Review, but let's get into it. Where to start? Should I start with the Holgorsens? Yep, Tony M. Yes, they are the Cowgirls. They will always be the Cowgirls. I will always be a fan of the woebegone Washington NFL franchise. New ownership, Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, and company. Hopefully, they will help restore the franchise to its former glory that Dan Snyder has put in the toilet. Literally. Literally. Toilets don't work. Showers don't work. Heat doesn't work at the stadium. It's just a disgrace. But that's over. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Tony. Thank you very much. All right. Well, last I saw, the spread for the game, Saturday's game between the Cougs and UCF in Orlando. The Knights were favored by 13.5. Tony M., will the Knights cover that 13.5? Will the Cougs show up? Will the Coug players show some pride? Or will the Holgorsens lose and finish out the season 4-8? Your thoughts on that on this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E. And speaking of Big 12 schedules, let's get right into it. The football schedule for this week, week 13. Let's make it bigger. There we go. Friday, Black Friday, Shopping Friday. While you're shopping, or do you want to just watch the games and shop via your laptops or whatever device while you watch the football games? Got games on Friday, Big 12 and AAC. TCU, 5-6. They're still bowl eligible. 5-6 overall, 3-5 in Big 12 play at the Sooners. Sooners have a chance to get to the Big 12 football championship game. OU winded down their time in the Big 12, 8-3 overall, 6-2 in Big 12 play. That game kicks off 11 a.m. on Fox. Later on Friday night, Texas Tech, 6-5 overall, 5-3 in Big 12 at the Burnt Orange People. The Burnt Orange People, 10-1 overall, 7-1 in Big 12. In the driver's seat for the number one seed in the Big 12 football championship. The Horns win. They are the number one seed for the December 2nd matchup Big 12 football championship game next Saturday at Jerry World. But the Horns host the Red Raiders Friday evening, 6:30 p.m. That game will be seen on ABC. Saturday, November 25th. First on the docket, the Holgorsens, which I hope and pray is the last game that Dana Holgorsen coaches the Houston Cougars football team. I doubt that, though, unfortunately. But Houston's 4-7 overall, 2-6 in Big 12 at UCF. Knights are bowl eligible. They win, they are bowl eligible. They're currently 5-6, also 2-6 in Big 12. 11 a.m. on FS1. BYU, also bowl eligible. Got a taller task, though. They're in Stillwater at Oklahoma State. Cowboys win, and I'll call them the Cowboys. I don't have any animosity toward them. They're the Cowboys. Oklahoma State, fresh off a comeback win over the Holgorsens. They're in the driver's seat for the 2 seed in the Big 12 championship game. If they win, they're in. That game is at 2:30 kickoff on ABC. West Virginia, 7-4 overall, 5-3 in conference at the Arandas. Dave Aranda, he should be. I don't know if he is. Mac Rhodes says money's tight over there. Who knows? But Baylor, 3-8 overall, 2-6 in Big 12, 6 p.m. on FS1. Kansas Jayhawks on a 2-game losing streak, 7-4 overall, 4-4 in conference at Cincinnati. Bearcats, their one conference win is over the Houston Cougars, over the Holgorsens, on the Cougs' homecoming. But that game, watch KU at Kansas, 6:30 p.m. on The Deuce, ESPN2. Last but not least, Iowa State Cyclones at K-State. Iowa State 6-5 overall, 5-3 in Big 12. Wildcats 8-3 overall, 6-2 in Big 12. They have a slim chance of still reaching the Big 12 title game. Some things have to happen for them, for that to happen, for them to get there. But that game kicks off at 7 p.m. on Fox. So, Tony, I'll get to the other games, AAC, SWAC. What do you think, Tony? What do you think? Will the Cougs show up? UCF doesn't have a winning record. So they're 5-6 overall. Dana Holgorsen is 10-22 against teams with winning records during his time as head coach at Houston. I wonder if President Couture, Tillman, Fertitta, Chris Pesman, the Board of Regents know that. Do they know that? Do they care that Dana Holgorsen is 10-22? One more time. 10-22 against teams with winning records during his time as head coach at Houston. But yet, the administration says we want to compete for championships. Well, at some point, I think, Tony, folks watching on Facebook, YouTube, Musk, Fire TV, Roku via BS3, at some point to compete for championships, you're going to have to beat teams with winning records. Well, 10-22 does not really give me confidence that he's the right man to get that done. All these things, facts staring you in the face that the administration is choosing to ignore. And most likely will bring back Dana for one more year, year 2 in the Big 12, year 6 as head coach. And if they go 4-8, oh my goodness gracious, 4-8, 4-8. If they lose Saturday to UCF, 4-8, how are you going to defend that 4-8 and bring him back for a second year in the Big 12? See, Tony is not a Holgorsen fan, but he thinks the Cougs will win Saturday. And who knows? They're so up and down this year, so inconsistent, they could. I doubt it. I doubt it. But if they do lose, if the Cougs do lose to UCF, and if they get run over, does the margin of defeat make a difference? Does the margin of defeat carry any more weight? Could that be a deciding factor for Tillman Fertitta to say he is just not the right man for this job. That's sad if that's the case. You have to come down to how bad you lose to realize that, oh, he is not the right person for this job. Then the flip side is, if they do get run over and you still decide to keep him, which would make it even worse. If, as Alan Trend, if his prediction comes true of 56-17 UCF over the Cougs, if it got that bad and the Cougs finished 4-8, then sell that to the fans. Yeah, I know their last game of the season, they lost by 40. And I know they finished 4-8. But we believe that he's real close to turning around the program. So we're going to bring him back for another season. Y'all come on, spend your money. Buy those season tickets. Don't let them get on the secondary market where you can get them $4 or $2 or $1. But buy those season tickets and support your 4-8 program led by the guy that you don't like. But we do, and that's all that matters. Go Cougs. Really? Really? That's what they're going to do. And I think that's what they're going to do, unfortunately. But yes, you are watching a Thanksgiving edition of the Houston Roundball TAKEOVER. The Lunch Break, also known as The Lunch Break, powered by JM&E. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Fire TV, Musk, and of course on Roku via the BS3 network. If you have a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. If not, just go to bs3network.com. Dizzy busy. Good point. Good point. The margin of defeat seemed to matter after the last Applewhite team got curb stomped. What was it, 70-7, something like that? That's true. That's a good point. But unfortunately, Dizzy Busy 88, thank you for your comments. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Turkey Day. Happy holidays. This administration seems to continue moving the goalposts when it comes to Dana Holgorsen. Oh, he didn't go 8-4. He went 8-5. 5-8, 4-8. That's okay. His first year in the Big 12. He's close. Oh, it doesn't matter if he calls up players in public. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if his recruiting is not great. That's okay. It's okay. He's close to making this a championship contending program. It's all right. We believe. Why don't you, the fans, believe in Dana Holgorsen? Why don't y'all see what we see? It doesn't matter that he lost to Rice. It doesn't matter that he lost homecoming. It doesn't matter that he lost senior day. He's the right man for this job to help us compete for championships in the Big 12. Can't you see that? Hell no, we don't see it. I don't see it. Tony M doesn't see it. J-Mon doesn't see it. Other fans don't see it. Many of the alums don't see it. Not the sweet buyers, the folks who may be friends of the program, friends of Dana, which I don't even know why they're still doing that if you believe in winning results on the field. But, all right, because we'll talk the winning program, or one of the winning programs on campus momentarily. But football, the AAC got a good one Friday. Big one, big one too. But first, Memphis at Temple. Temple, was it Coach Stan Drayton in his name at Temple? He might be done too after this year. Has had a lot of time turning around at Temple, but still. Memphis at Temple, 11 o'clock on ESPN. Wow, that contract right there. Memphis 8-3, 5-2 in the American. Temple 3-8, 1-6 in the American. But game will be on ESPN, 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. But that second game is big. UTSA 8-3 overall, 7-0 in the American. At top 25 ranked Tulane. Tulane 10-1. And also 7-0 in the American. Kicking off at 2:30 p.m. on ABC. Winner of that game, will be in the AAC football championship game next Saturday. Playing most likely, well, SMU. SMU kind of like the Houston of this year. UTSA, Tulane, or UCF, and Cincinnati of this season. Winner goes to the championship game. Houston plays Navy. SMU plays Navy. Didn't play either one of those teams. Same scenario this season. But the midshipmen, 5-5. This game's on Saturday. 5-5, 4-3 in conference. Midshipmen, hey, one more win. 6-5. SMU 9-2, also undefeated in conference, 7-0. 11 a.m. kickoff on the Deuce, ESPN2. The battle of two of the three Owls programs in the American. Florida Atlantic, 4-7. Tom Herman, 4-7. Overall, 3-4 in the American at Rice. Both FAU and Rice are Owls to go along with the Temple Owls. But Rice, 5-6. A win makes them bowl eligible in Coach Mike Bloomgren's tenure. High noon on ESPN Plus. Games at Rice Football Stadium. I know Rice doesn't draw well. Rice alums don't care about football, but support the kids. Support the student assets. Go to the game. Tulsa 3-8, 1-6 in conference at East Carolina. Somebody's gonna be 2-6 in conference play. ECU 2-9 overall, 1-6 in the American, 1 o'clock on ESPN Plus. UAB 4-7 overall, 3-4 in the conference at North Texas at the Mean Green. Mean Green 4-7 overall, 2-5 in conference. Also at 1 o'clock on ESPN Plus. And then last, Charlotte 3-8 overall, 2-5 in conference at South Florida. The Bulls, one more win, bowl eligible. First year new head coach. Games at 6:30 on ESPNU. Okay, Tony is making some comments, saying the administration for UH should ask the players, should ask the team. Players speak up for good coaches. Well, I don't wonder why we haven't heard much from the players. Based on what Tony said, you get the idea. And of course, Nelson Caesar was asked about, have the defense made any progress throughout this season? Defensive lineman Nelson Caesar, after the game last Saturday, after their loss on senior day to Oklahoma State. Progress. Man, no comment. That's what he said. When asked if the defense had made progress this season, Nelson Caesar, after thinking about it for a few moments, said no comment. Twice. Justin Singleton. Thank you, Justin. Happy holidays to you and your family and your friends. It's just funny that Tom Herman left for Texas in the Big 12 and now is right back in the AAC. Justin, are you one of the alums who would like Tom Herman to come back to Houston and coach the Cougars? There are some of those. Are you one of those UH fans? I'll get you a Roundball Review mug. Take a sip of some water. Click on that shop button below the videos if you're watching on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Click that shop button. And reminder, of course, got this lovely QR code here that you can click on and get it right there. Take it to the merch as well. Mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, short sleeve, tank tops. Kind of cool tank tops right now. Well, unless you're in a warm part of the earth. But different ways to support the Roundball Review. Merchandise, word of mouth, of course, advertising, clicking on the videos on the YouTube channel, all kinds of ways to support the Houston Roundball Review. But yes, what do you think? Which Coug team will show up? Justin saying, I would have to think about it. Will the UH fans receive Herman back is the question. Yes, there are some folks who are still salty, but there are some folks who would welcome Tom Herman with open arms. Different type folks, different generation, honestly, as well. I don't think the administration would bring back Tom Herman. I think there are other qualified candidates that UH should vet and could do a good job in hiring a coach. Not necessarily. I'm out of the Tom Herman camp. I think he would be a slight upgrade over Dana Holgorsen, though. But of course, I'm also of the I take anybody over Holgorsen camp. If anybody's coaching another team, I'm taking anybody on the other team. SWAC plays light in football because the championship game is next weekend. This weekend is very simple. The Turkey Day Classic, Tuskegee at Alabama State. The Turkey Day Classic is this will be the 99th game of the Turkey Day Classic. 99. And then Saturday, the Bayou Classic, 50th annual Bayou Classic. Put that in perspective. The Turkey Day Classic has been around almost twice as long as the Bayou Classic between Southern and Grambling. Southern Grambling this Saturday, both teams, same records, 5-5 overall, 4-3 in SWAC. The game is at 1 o'clock on NBC. The Turkey Day Classic is on ESPN Plus, kicking off at 2 o'clock. Next Saturday, December 2nd, the SWAC championship game. Prairie View at Florida A&M. Florida A&M, the teams squared off earlier in the season. I believe FAMU won 45-7. It should be a little bit different this time around. Prairie View is healthier, but FAMU is still the better team. But FAMU has to get done on the field. And the winner of that game will go to the Celebration Bowl, where the winner receives, I believe, a $1 million payout. All right. Justin asked me, unfortunately, do I think Dana will be gone after this year? Nope, I don't. I believe he will be back, unfortunately. And that's counter to what I've heard from 1, 2, 4 folks. 4 folks told me, going back to July, that if Dana did not go at least 5-7, he'd be fired. Well, they lose Saturday, they're 4-8. The best he can do is 5-7. Overall, Justin, Dizzy B, Tony M, do y'all believe the Cougs have been competitive this season? That's one of the things Dana said that his goal was for this season was to be competitive this first year in the Big 12. Has he been competitive in your opinion? I'm going to agree with this one, glancing at the comment from Dizzy Busy. The UH will probably sell next year by hiring an OC and replacing DC. I think they're going to fire Doug Belk, make him the scapegoat. Yes. I believe that'll be their out. They're going to make changes on the defensive side, hire an OC, offense coordinator, and say that he'll call plays, but in the end, it'll still be Dana calling the plays. So would that be enough to get the fans to come out? Hey, got an OC, got a new DC. Who's that coach? Dana Holgorsen. Oh no, well I'm not buying tickets anyway. But we got a new OC. We got a new DC. I'm still not buying tickets. Are you going to give us a chance? Not as long as that man is head coach. Nope. That'll be the sell that they're going to have to convince folks. The man who said, I don't substitute. You know, that's why I have staff. I have assistants to do all those things. Coordinator. That's why, the buck doesn't stop with him. So bring him back if they go 4-8. But you fire the DC, you fire the OC, buy those tickets. And it'll probably go up in price too. Keep that in mind too. So they'll probably raise the price on tickets after finishing under 500 this year. Think about that one. Tony, you see where Tony is. It doesn't matter if the head coach isn't a leader. Yes, correct. Their DC wasn't he a top guy in Alabama that folks thought he could be on the path to be a coach himself? Yes. Doug Belk is one of the highest, well, he was one of the highest paid defense coordinators in the group of 5. Not sure where that $1 million salary ranks with the big boys now. And, some could argue that if Doug Belk is made the scapegoat, he'll land on his feet somewhere else and succeed elsewhere. And if that happens, just putting it out there as well. But yes, you are watching The Lunch Break, Throwback Thursday, also known as, or better known as, the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E, streaming live via Roku. Yes, via Roku on the BS3 network. You can watch the Houston Roundball Review Takeover on The Lunch Break on YouTube, Twitch, Musk, Fire TV, and Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. Just go to, if you have Roku, just download BS3 TV. If not, just go to bs3network.com. I know what Justin means. I'm going to add to it. And if I'm wrong, Justin, just say so in the comments. Yeah, if they get rid of Belk and he succeeds somewhere else, they will start losing the fans. They've already started losing the fans. They've lost fans. They'll lose more fans if Belk succeeds somewhere else. And Dana's still here coaching the Cougars. Yes, they will lose even more fans. But on a happier note, well, a more positive note, Houston Cougars basketball. Houston Cougars basketball is undefeated. Undefeated. Men's and women's. Men's team 6-0. Women's team 3-0. Cougars men's team won the Charleston Classic with wins over Towson, Utah, and Dayton. Host Montana tomorrow, Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock. Game will be on ESPN Plus, but I'll be at the game. And then you can watch after the game the next edition of Let's Rage Cougs, presented by the Saxenian family post-game show, the original post-game show for Houston football and men's basketball. UH women 3-0. Their third win over Grambling Sunday when they walloped Grambling 106-74. The next non-conference matchup this Sunday, 2 o'clock at home versus New Orleans on ESPN Plus. So undefeated basketball. And they probably be undefeated after these two games as well. Do not see the Cougs losing to Montana in men's hoops, nor to see the Cougs losing to New Orleans in women's hoops. And let me say this, shifting gears. Before I take a break, I saw a clip, a segment of Field of 68. They do college basketball, mostly men's college basketball on the national scale. Got underwriters, the works. I love to do something similar like that for the Houston area teams. Get it paid, underwriters, sponsors, cover the Cougs in depth, the Cougs, TSU, HCU, Rice, A&M, etc. Travel on the road, staff, all that. That's the ultimate, that's the end goal, the end game for this, for the Roundball Review. But during one of their segments, I think it was last night, saw it this morning, the panel discussed the 10 teams they believe have a chance to win the men's college championship. In the top tier, it's like 3 tiers. In the top tier, and it doesn't really matter if it's, fourth, third, second, first, whatever. The Houston Cougars. If you are my age, little older than me, a little bit younger than me, Think about that. Just another example of the job that Kelvin Sampson and his staff have done and continue to do, that the Houston Cougars men's basketball team this year is considered a legit contender to win the national championship. Even though they lost Jarris Walker and Marcus Sachs to the draft, and Tremont Mark transferred to Arkansas, they're still thought of that highly to be one of the 10 teams to win the national championship, along with Kansas, Purdue, UConn, Arizona. The Houston Cougars are in that mix. If you were a fan during the Ray McCallum era, the James Dickey era, you would not have thought that was possible ever again in your lifetime. Tom Penders got the team some success. Of course, the Clyde Drexler era, ERROR. But think about that, Dizzy Busy, Justin, Tony, that the Cougs men's basketball team, year in, year out now, is nationally relevant, is a contender for the national championship. Now they got to do it. And it's hard to do because college tournament, it's one and done. It's not a series, not 3 out of 5, 4 out of 7. You have one bad game, your season ends in a tournament. Think about that. That's the last goal for Coach Sampson to accomplish in his college career, in his coaching career, is to win a national championship. And Justin is correct. Coach Sampson has said they have gotten to a point, they are at a point where they can recruit players that fit their system and values and not just pick the best player. They can afford to be picky. That is correct. That is accurate. That is on point. That is correct. Leaders know how to build and get the buy-in from the players. The successful programs have that. Kansas under Bill Self, you can argue about how he does it, how, whatever. But the successful programs, this is programs that have sustained success. They have that, have the buy-in. It's an established foundation, a winning foundation. Players hold each other accountable. It's not just the staff, it's the players. The upperclassmen show the underclassmen, this is how we do things here. This is how we are successful. Recruiting trips to high school seniors, juniors, when they come on the visits, this is how things are done here. Either you get along or don't come here. It's tough, it's grueling, it's demanding, but we have success doing it this way. If you do not want to be part of that, don't come here. It's as simple as that. We're not sugarcoating anything. We tell you how it is, how it's going to be, how it will be. If this is not for you, don't come here. Don't waste your time. Don't waste our time. Going to paraphrase from a coach who some folks don't like, are jealous of his success, don't like how he coaches. But this applies to many elite coaches, to recruits. We're going to win with you or without you. Your choice. You come be part of the winning program, we welcome you with open arms. Don't come here, we will still win. Please, Taylor, thank you very much for chiming in. Thank you for spending time here with the Houston Roundball Review Takeover on this Thanksgiving edition. Lizelle says, I hope Coach Sampson will end his career like Dusty did with the Astros with a championship. Agreed. So I am wearing my UH alma mater when I say that. As media, I'm going to be objective. But as an alum, I'd love to see that happen. So real quickly, Mr. Trent, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for chiming in. Very quickly, going to let everybody know, remind everyone of what BS3 TV is all about and what you can see on Roku, streaming 24/7, different programming, different shows, great content. So watch this promo about BS3 TV, and I'll be back in 90 seconds. You're watching the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku via the BS3 Network.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Welcome back to the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E. I'm, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. You're watching us you can watch us on YouTube, Twitch, Fire TV, and Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV, and also Musk X, whatever, what they used to be. Welcome to the lunch break, powered by JM&E, and also on the BS3 Network. If you have Roku, just download BS3 TV. If not, just go to BS3network.com. We're talking Cougs football, basketball, Big 12 football, American football, AAC, some SWAC football as well. I'm taking a sip out of my Roundball Review mug. I think NFL has started already. I'm not even sure. I know the Cowgirls and Commanders play at 3:30. I know that. And by some miracle, I'm not even gonna say it. Ron Rivera, you're just your last days coaching Washington. But yes, that QR code right there. You scan it, get you some Roundball Review merch. Take some time and scan it, look at it. I'm gonna do it here next with the hoodie. Make this a little bit bigger. Scan that QR code for the HR hoodies, long sleeves, and sweatshirts as well. But yes, in fact, make it a little simpler for these quick seconds. Scan that right there. Scan it. Take a picture of it. Scan it. Take you right to the link to get that merch. Get that hoodie, like me. Got my red hoodie. You'll be seeing me wear that red hoodie at Cougar basketball game starting tomorrow. When the Cougs host Montana. I'll be walking around Fertitta with my hoodie on, and I'll have the long sleeve and sweatshirt as well in due time. Just check the spread for the Cougs football game this Saturday in Orlando against UCF is still 13.5. Hasn't changed too much. Hasn't changed at all. But what say you, Mr. Tran? Have you changed your prediction? Has it changed from 56-17 UCF? Or you make it a bigger? You're going to shrink the margin a little, make it closer? What say you on that? That game kicks off at 11 o'clock on FS1. Wrapping up the H-Town college basketball scene. HCU. Men's hoops, 0-3. Lost a close one earlier this week against UTSA at home. UTSA lost by 2, 89-87. The next game in Stillwater against Oklahoma State, has to be a win for Oklahoma State. Coach Mike Boynton, his seat's getting kind of warm too up there in Stillwater. He needs to start winning, and he take that team back to the tournament. Well, of course, he was jobbed by the NCAA when they put it on probation and could not go to the tournament. But hey, there's a lot of talented teams in the Big 12, and the majority of them get to the tournament. He needs to be one of those teams to get to the tournament. HCU women. Boy, those two matchups right there. Virginia Tech lost 105-36. Yes, you saw that right. 105-36 last Thursday. Coach Finney told me Virginia Tech's offense is the best she's seen. They can all shoot. They got inside game, outside game. They got it done. Then HCU lost Monday to A&M in College Station, 80-35. But Wednesday night, different kind of opponent. HCU beat Mount St. Joseph, 80-46. Doc, thank you very much, Doc, even though I think you are a fan of the Dallas franchise up there who will steamroll the Washington Commanders later on this afternoon. But much love to you, Doc, and for everything you do for HBCU sports, as well as for me. Appreciate you taking time to comment. Next, PV men. PV men 4-2. Won. I want to say that tournament that they won was the Eastern Kentucky tournament. Prairie View won, beat UT Martin by 12. Both win by 12. 78-66 over UT Martin, and then 76-64 over Eastern Kentucky. Women's hoops. Not surprised by either one of these scores. Prairie View women just ran all over North American and then got run over by Pac-12's Pac-2s. Washington State, 81-43. But that game was part of the SWAC Pac-12 Legacy Series. And that game was on the hill at Prairie View. Yes. Rice. All right. You know what? Let's see. Real quick. Rice men 1-4. Defense is still a rumor at Rice men's hoops. They're in Vegas right now for the Ball Dogs Classic, currently 0-2. Lost by 15, 103-88 to Indiana State. And lost even worse by 34 to New Mexico, 90-56. Next matchup, UC Irvine. Women's basketball lost a close one at home to the ACC's Georgia Tech squad. Rice led by as much as 17 points in the third quarter, lost by 3 to Georgia Tech. Bounced back, beat St. Mary's from the West Coast Conference. St. Mary's is a good women's basketball program. Rice won by 11. Rice's next game, women's basketball, at Stephen F. Austin this Saturday at 2. Before I get to TSU, Coach Scott Pera has been at Rice a while. Got a new AD over there at Rice. I don't believe Coach Pera's job is in jeopardy this year, this season. But at some point soon, I mean, I know it's Rice. They do have different standards for athletics. But in terms of academics, they're higher up. But at some point, Coach Scott Pera needs to start winning ball games. He himself has said that the goal is to get to the tournament, to make postseason play. Well, y'all got to stop some folks. Y'all got to play some defense on a consistent basis. It doesn't do you any good to score 88 and give up 103. 103, 90, 85. That's not a winning combination. You're in the American now. The American got some really good, they still have some good basketball on the men's side. FAU, Memphis leading the way. Tulane is up there as well. Not on that tier of FAU and Memphis. But at some point, if Rice cares about athletics and tournament play, Rice may need to look at a change at some point in the future. And I'm not asking for Coach Pera's job. He's a great man, good person, good interviewer. It's good to talk to him. It's a pleasure to talk to him. He takes time for interviews, talk to me. He's been a guest on this show, been a guest on my interviews, etc. But what's the goal? Is the goal to just be average and graduate, which is important, obviously? Or is the goal to get to the tournament and graduate players? Which is it? Time will tell. And they have talent. You know, it's not talent like the Cougs talent, but they got talent. You know, Max Fiedler, one of the best big men in basketball, one of the best passing big men in basketball for sure. Travis Evie, three-point shooter, solid point guard. Coach Pera's had, I think this is the 7th season. First year at this new AD. So he's got some time. I don't believe it's not a lot of time, though. So we shall see how much time he has. But and participating in the American is not the same thing as participating in Conference USA. And Rice had problems in Conference USA. So Rice men basketball, that is, let me be specific. Rice men basketball had problems in Conference USA. TSU, men's basketball, 0-5. My goodness, 0-5. But their schedule, men's team, their schedule, my goodness gracious. Check game, Doc. Tell me they're getting checks. I hope the checks are clearing. They played at Virginia, lost big at Creighton. Creighton's top 10 program. And of course, these are all road games, you know. But a 2-point loss at Oral Roberts. Next game is at Drake this Saturday on ESPN Plus. Women team is 1-4 at ODU, lost 57-38. LSU, of course, we knew they were going to lose there. There you go. That's it, Doc. That's the important thing. Checks have cleared. That's it right there. Wednesday night, TSU lost at home to Stephen F. Austin. It was a home game, though, but they lost to SFA by 15, 73-58. Haven't seen All Mad chiming in today to talk about LSU, Bayou Barbie, Angel Reese, who I'm referring to, Kim Mulkey. Angel Reese has not played, I believe, the last 2 games. I have not heard if it's been confirmed. LSU is supposed to be participating in a Thanksgiving women's basketball. This is a Thanksgiving Classic in, I want to say, either Cancun or Cayman Islands this weekend. Either starts today or Friday. Haven't heard if Angel Reese will be on that trip with the team. Well, no, has been confirmed. I was told she would not be on the trip, but that was Tuesday. I don't know if that's changed. I don't know if that has been confirmed yet. But yes, Coach Mulkey she is the overseer of the program. She's not going to tell media anything she does not want them to know regarding her players. So Angel Reese hasn't played 2 games. Coach Mulkey said Angel will play. Angel is still part of the program. And she'll play when I'm ready for her to play again. In a sense, I mean, Clearly, she is correct. She is the head coach. She is in charge. Some fans do not appreciate her, Coach Mulkey's lack of explanation or details about why Angel has not played. I know what I've been told, but it's not my place to say that here in public. But you see the result that Angel has not been in games the last 2 games. There is a reason for it, from what I've been told. But, and Doc, if you want to know, you can call me and I'll tell you about it later on. But yes, you are watching the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, the lunch break, Throwback Thursday, powered by JM&E on Facebook, YouTube, Fire TV, Musk, and of course, Roku via BS3 TV. Tran says it's stupid coaching. Stupid, referring to Coach Mulkey. She's won championships. She's old school. She's old school, old school. You know, she has said things and done things that y'all don't know about. Y'all never know about. There are reasons why I don't like Coach Mulkey like I used to. Is she handcuffing Angel, or is Angel a detriment to the team? I don't believe Angel is a detriment to the team. I mean, heck, she led him to a championship last year. Angel probably needs to refocus on hoops and not as much on the NIL life, and work on her game and get ready for her pro career. Assuming she does want to be a pro. I think she does want to be a pro. Coach Mulkey, she's old school, but it has yet to hurt her in terms of recruiting. She's still getting elite talent there from high school to portal. So that's the thing. There is a groundswell, but how much is it a groundswell from parents, from players? I mean, there are some players, there are some alums who said it in social media, but players, talented players, still choose to go to LSU, still choose to play for Kim Mulkey. So unless that changes, unless that stops, Coach Mulkey's not going to change her ways, her philosophy, none of that. So unless the talent stops going there, LSU will still be contending for national championships, conference titles, and national titles. Glad you brought this up, Justin, in his final moments of the takeover. You know, NIL money, and it's a great point. I thought this initially when Cheryl Swoops made the comment, but the corporations that are paying NIL money to the top women's hoops players in college will pay them that same money in the WNBA and pay them more money in the WNBA. So the corporations, the dollars will not dry up once they go to the pros. And WNBA, their next TV deal will be bigger and more expansive than college. So the opportunities will still be there for the elite players like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, etc. Train right there. He said one. He mentioned one name right there. And referring to Brittany Griner. If you don't know, if you wonder who Brittany is, Coach Mulkey did that. So thank you very much, everybody, for taking time out. Tran, give me your score real quick. UCF Houston, is it still 56-17? Has it changed? If the Cougs go 4-8, lose Saturday to UCF, Dana Holgorsen should be fired. He won't be. He should be. The administration just continues to move the goalposts for Dana Holgorsen. I disagree with it. The thought process, the whole bit. I don't know how you're going to sell it, promote it next year, but that's their concern. So he's sticking with it. He's still sticking with UCF 56, Houston 17. That would more than cover the spread of the Knights favored by 13.5. Thank you, everybody, for watching today. Enjoy your food. Enjoy time with your friends and family and your loved ones. Don't do anything dangerous like drink and drive. Enjoy sports on TV. Watch the Houston Roundball Review on Friday for the next edition of Let's Rage Cougs, when we talk about the Cougs' win over Montana in men's hoops. That game tips off at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. Join me, Andy Yanez, and Dan Dunlap on that post-game show presented by the Saxenian family. And we will have post-game after the football game on Saturday. Post-game for the football game for Let's Rage Cougs should be starting around 2:45 or so. That game kicks off at 11. Maybe 2:30 or so. But just watch the Houston Roundball Review channel. Subscribe to the channel. Click that bell. Tell your friends about the channel. Click on, scan the QR code, all those good things, the QR code here. Scan the QR code for the Houston Roundball Review. As always, thank you so much for taking time out of your lives, your days, your schedule to spend with me, the Houston Roundball Review Takeover on the lunch break, powered by JM&E. I'm going to close it out as I always do. The Houston Roundball Review since 1994. Local name, global perspective. Y'all take care.